All right, podcast video number 2. It's not really a podcast. I just did that and screwing around the first video, and I'm just titling that this video so people know what it is. And it's just stories. Some of them are funny, maybe some of them aren't. I don't really know, but I'm just gonna blab. Got a tall boy going, so you know it's serious, okay? All right, let's start with the Christmas Day miracle. Oh man, so a lot of people will ask me, or whatever, a few people have asked me, dude, you should make a video on like all the times you got in trouble with the law and stuff, and if I did make that video, it would be incredibly boring because I never got in trouble with the law due to drugs. Never did. Believe it or not, if I did, you guys, I'd freaking it'd be great. I wish I would have, so I had more story. No, joking. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to tell you about the Christmas Day miracle, because this is when it should have happened. If it was going to well, there's other times too, but if it was going to happen, I mean, it should have happened on, or actually it's not a Christmas, it's a Christmas Eve miracle, by the way, all right? I don't know if I said that, but anyway, okay. The Christmas Eve miracle. All right, so it's Christmas Eve and I got to work, all right? And it's early in the morning, it's dark, and I'm headed to work, and I was just, I worked kind of like 45 minutes away, and I'm leaving the town that I lived in, and, I was at a 4-way stop, and I just did the old right turn, but I didn't really stop at all, probably. I don't even know, but according to him, I didn't. I believe him. So I got pulled over, and just to kind of hear, I should probably tell you this. This is kind of important. My license was expired, my tags were expired, and I had pills in the car, okay? I had Adderall and frickin' opioids and stuff. Anyway, so, sorry, though, I always get off topic whenever I see those. Anyway, so yeah, tags were expired, license was expired, and I had pills in the car. Now, and I should add, too, the pills that I had, it wasn't a lot. That's why I had an Adderall, this is why I had an Adderall, because I probably had like couple methadone pills, because I was going to be dope sick for Christmas. I had to frickin' score that day too. And so, I mean, I got pulled over, so they're sitting right next to me. And I like thought about putting them in my pocket. I'm like, no. And I just like shoved them in there. And I didn't have time to just eat them. I thought of that, and I'm like, dude, he's going to see me, and then it's going to, could just get even worse, And I was always really, really, really honest with police officers too. Like, that was just my thing, and it always helped. It always freaking helps, dude. And anyway, so he comes up and whatever. Well, the first thing, he said, anyway, I don't know if it was the first thing, but anyway, maybe after I handed my license and he saw it was expired, he goes, I forget, he might have said he was SWAT, but I remember him saying, he's like, he said he usually worked at night. I remember that, and he said, I usually have like a big gun. He's like, I don't like pulling people over and patrolling, that's not my thing, but it's Christmas Eve and people have, whatever. He was just like straight up really cool freaking guy, similar to my age, and, was really good guy, really cool guy. And I'm talking to him and stuff and being friendly, and it always helps, I'm telling you. And he's like, dude, your license is expired. I'm like, I know, man. I was just straight up. I'm like, dude, I was like, honestly, sir, I was like, I procrastinate things. I know that, I was asking for it or whatever, that I need to get it done. And he's trying to figure out what he can do to let me go. And, he's even asking him like, well, can't we do this? And, well, no. He's like, okay, what about the, and he's asking him stuff, because he wasn't like back at his car. He was just kind of like, midway or whatever. And I was kind of, of course I'm like, what's going to happen? I'm like trying to listen, and, he comes back and he's like, okay, here's the deal, man. He's like, it's Christmas Eve, and I had a present there too. And he's like, oh, he asked me, like, are you going to work? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work. So, it's like going to work, blah, blah, blah. And because I thought I was going to get arrested. I thought my truck was going to get towed, and I was like, it's over. I'm screwed, and it's freaking Christmas Eve. And all I have and I'm going to get dope. I mean, the whole thing, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I kept my composure. And, he comes up, he's like, here's the deal. He goes, I'm going to give you 30 days. 30 days to get this right. And if you don't get it right, you're getting a ticket and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, oh, yes, sir. Well, he didn't say anything about my tags being expired. Nothing, okay? Frickin' nothing. And obviously didn't see the pills, and he let me go. And I guarantee you, because it was dark, and he didn't normally do that, and I think he just wasn't looking for that initially or something, and he frickin' it went over his head. Or unless he was like incredibly nice and he lied or something. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, but I really don't think that he noticed it. That's really what I truly believe. But oh man, I got so frickin' lucky, dude. They would have. Well, I guess there's already pills in there, but if they would have found like car pills, you know, stuff that you drop. Oh, you gotta love car pills. You gotta frickin' love car pills, right? Well, when you're an addict, you gotta love car pills. It's like a little bonus, right? Gosh, I remember driving around, you'd be, you know, crap, you know, you drop some and, you know, and can't find them. But there'd be times where you're hard up and you're like, you know, I know I've dropped some pills in that car. And then there's the ones that you drop when you don't even know it. And I was pretty good at keeping tabs, but, you know, things, you know, they slip through the cracks. No pun intended. Anyway, so, but yeah, freaking car pills. Dude, my dealer, my old dealer, Juan, the dude, that's the guy where I found the dead guy at his house. Yes, okay. And I remember one time he was telling me that they were just hard up, the people in his house, whatever, and there's always a bunch of people there. It was a trip. But anyway, he told me they were hard up, and they had this old car that they all drove. Everyone drove, and they'd go to appointments and whatever, pharmacy deals, you know. And he's like, he told these couple young guys, he's like, I know that there's a bunch of pills out in the car. And so they go out there. Well, they start finding stuff, you know. He's saying like, oh, dude, they start finding a bunch. So they ended up freaking tearing up the whole freaking car, taking the seats out and everything. And I guess they had abundance. They had surplus. I mean, like, they were able to all take a bunch of stuff, and they had more and everything. Which, dude, my boss was the laziest person in the world. He was never going to go out there. He would drop pills all the time, and he wouldn't even pick them up. Dude, I worked with him. He worked in this little corner, and he just sat all day. Well, the day he got fired, and sometimes you'd find methadone pills on the ground and stuff, and around his area. No joke, just sitting on the ground. And the day he got fired, you know, me and my dad were like, you know, because they told him to get off the property and not come back. Well, he had his little area, and we got in his drawer, and like, if he had a few things, we are going to take it to him. Well, we found oxys, methadone, Xanax in his freaking, I mean, just like a decent amount, you know, that were just, he didn't even know that they were in there. He was just, you know, because he'd nod off at work, dude. Oh my gosh. He'd be sitting in that chair and he'd be like, you know, the eyes start to, you know, and I'm like, Juan, you know, Juan. Oh. I'm like, dude, you're going to get in trouble, dude. You can't be gacked out at freaking work, you know. Anyway, well, I went off on a tangent. Okay, what, you know, I don't really want to, sometimes I'll tell you about I know I've mentioned it before about my wedding night and stuff, like, well, but it all kind of goes together, like, it was the dinner rehearsal, wedding, and then after the honeymoon. I'll tell that another time. I don't really feel like telling that one right now. I want to tell this story because this is a fun freaking story, baby. I've told it before on here, but it's random. It's like Suboxone withdrawal day 90 or 92 or something like that. I have no freaking clue. And it's really random, so it's kind of a hidden gem. Okay, here we go. All right. I was probably 15, okay? And we went to this bay, Nehalem Bay, actually, in Oregon. And we're camping, and we're like, let's go crabbing. I hate crab, by the way. I don't like eating crab, and I hate crab. I like going crabbing, but when you're going crabbing, you pull them up, and they're like, you know, and you learn to freaking hate them. I mean, dude, I grab them, like, throw them really hard in the water, like, you skip them on the back of their shell. You just get pissed off at these little bastards. Seriously, they're really little assholes. Sorry, but they are. And so anyway, so we do this. Okay, 3 of us. So it was me, my dad, and I had a friend. And my friend was pretty big too. Like, I was tall. I was probably already 6'4", you know, at the age of 15, big guy, you know. And my buddy was pretty big, and so we're in a 14-foot smoker craft, okay? With you ready for the motor on this thing was so powerful. You know, you want to know how many horsepower it was? 8. Yeah, 8 freaking horsepower. And then, okay, it wasn't a good crabbing season either, okay? So we're trying to catch crab, and we're just catching it for my grandma and grandpa so they could eat crab. Anyway, none of us liked it, and we're just not catching anything. So we go out to the bar, where the ocean and the bay meet, okay? And it's a little swirly and dangerous, and so anyway, we frickin' lay a crab net over there and go back to it. Hey, we got one freaking keeper. So we're like, well, we got a freaking keeper, so we might as well. So we brought all 4 of them over there and just dropped them in various spots. Very dangerous. It was not smart, okay? Like my dad's like maneuvering, and 8 horsepower, so we don't have very much control in a freaking 14-foot boat, okay? I mean, anyway. So, well then, my dad's a little crazy, and I'm a little crazy too. So we lay down the pots. Well, what we do, because it was only an 8 horsepower motor, the waves would come in and we go, and we'd like surf on the wave, and the waves would speed us up. That's how terrible this boat was. We're like, woo, like, yeah, now we're going fast. You know, it's probably a 12 horsepower motor now. And so we're riding waves. Well, got to be careful, obviously, because this can't overpower the waves and stuff. So we're doing that. Well, we had this crab in a bucket. This is true. Swear to God. This is absolutely 100% true. This whole story. I grabbed that crab out because I hated crab. They're just little jerks. And I grabbed the crab and I said, you're going to fry tonight, buddy. I said, you're going to get cooked tonight and whatever. And I said, the only thing that's going to save you is if we capsize this boat. And my dad remembers that, everything. My buddy, I'll tell you a little bit more about my buddy, about what he says about that. Anyway, so we're cruising around waiting for the pots. Well, we go back to the pots and pull some stuff up. Well, all of a sudden, a huge wave was coming at us, and there was really nothing we could do at all. And my dad just like, we're going over. And anyway, so this is the boat. Okay, I'll kind of give you a picture. So here's the boat. This is the front, this is the rear. The wave came this way, and we're kind of like this, and it went, so we went, well, my dad was in the back, I was in the middle, my buddy was right here. It slingshotted my dad, and I kind of went like this, and my buddy just kind of, went like that. And I remember, had a life jacket. It was like one of those old crappy ones. That's all my grandparents had, like around the neck, those just really ugly ones where you never wanted to be on the lake with that and like have your friends see you and like girls and stuff, you know what I mean? So we had those. Well, the force, dude, the freaking thing just ripped right off of me. And I remember when I was down there and I opened up my eyes and it was just green. Oh yeah, we saw a whale that day, right in the area that we crashed through, which whales aren't scary. But when you fall in there, you kind of think like, damn, there's a whale right here. You know what I mean? Like, and if there's a whale here, there could be other things here that, that are big. And, I open up my eyes and it's just like green and the boat is over me, too. And I just remember thinking, I opened my eyes and just really briefly, I thought, is this how I'm going to die? I mean, seriously, is this how I'm going to die? And there wasn't very many boats out there that day because the crabbing wasn't good. I mean, it just wasn't that time. And I remember, thinking like, man, am I going to die today? Anyway, so I kind of swam under, came back around, got the life jacket. It was up there. Anyway, so the boat's freaking capsized and they're full. I didn't know that at the time, but they're full of styrofoam under the seats and everything, so they don't sink. Well, so we thought we got lucky with an air bubble or something. So it's flipped over, and my dad's hanging onto the back, and my buddy's like freaking hanging on for dear life. He's got a life jacket on though. And anyway, and I'm standing up on top of the freaking boat, it's upside down. And I'm standing like trying to like, hey, waves kept coming and it hit me, dude. I'd slide like the whole length of the boat. My dad, the crazy guy that he is, he was like giggling at it, like, oh, because I was biffing it and stuff. I'm not joking. Well, then, and when we capsized the boat, he lost one of his shoes and he goes, hey, Gabe, can you go grab me my shoe? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to grab you your freaking shoe. I got to, we capsized the damn boat in the bar of the effing ocean. Like, we got to get help. He freaking, no joking. And there's stuff floating everywhere. He had an old cell phone. It was in a plastic bag though. Had our gas tank and everything's just freaking floating everywhere. And got a boat. They came and at least got us out of the water. Well, the freaking Coast Guard came. They fired a Jayhawk helicopter. They sent a couple boats, one pretty big boat. They ended up towing our boat, to safety. So we saved the boat, and they blew one of their new engines on this deal. It was a trip. And anyway, but something I do got to tell you, isn't that effing crazy, dude? But okay, so my buddy, because I told the crab, I said, you are gonna die tonight. You're gonna be cooked unless we capsize the boat. That's the only thing that's gonna save you. My buddy was like, and he kind of talked like, dude, he goes, so I'd screw around with him, but sorry, I'm kind of stumbling now because I was thinking about some other stuff about him, but So what I would do, because I was just a shit, I'd be like, man, I was like, if we're going over to his house, like, nice, dude. Like, yeah, dude, we'll do this and this and this. And I'll be like, the only thing that would stop that is if we got struck by lightning or something, or like, if we got hit by a car and died. And he was just like, dude, don't fucking say that. Sorry, but that's how he was like, just so adamant, like, just stop it. Like, he thought it was a curse. So I do that all the time to this guy just to screw with him. And dude, it was great. But dude, if this guy, seriously, my buddy, me and my dad talk about it. It's like, dude, if people weren't, because there's one boat out there that we could even see. And anyway, we would have had to frickin' swim, like, take him to shore. And the shore, yeah, no joke, the shore that we would have had to go to, of course, was full of frickin' seals, dude. Pride of them. I don't even know what you call them. And of course, they had like the big Beachmaster one, this big old guy that it's like, dude, he's gonna get pissed, because all of his females and stuff. But yeah, that would have just sucked, dude. He wasn't a very good swimmer and stuff. Like I'm a freaking fish. Like I would have been fine. But my dad's just a crazy SOB, so he was fine. But I wasn't even cold. My buddy was freezing though, but all the adrenaline, I don't know why he didn't have, he didn't get that adrenaline rush. But yeah, the freaking crab guarantee, or I guess it wasn't a crab guarantee. Oh yeah, I was right. I guess I was right. Like, and yeah, the little bastard got away. So dude, that's like that's one of the luckiest crabs ever, right? I mean, yeah. Anyway. But, I'm going to end it at that. Because, I'm going to run out of stories eventually, all right? I'll also be talking about random stuff. So, anyway, God bless all y'all. Was there even any recovery freaking stories? And I guess I talked about, the miracle, and pills. Okay, God bless all y'all. V for victory. God bless, and salute.